Hey, 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 what's up, my good peoples? What's up, my good peoples? Can you hear me, love?
Oh yeah.
Am I live and active? We live and active, man. We on the yard with it. We streaming, we getting into it. So y'all know how we do it. I don't like to keep y'all waiting for too long. We just gonna jump straight into it. So um, man, I just want y'all to realize and really get into this information, and we can't let the information just bypass us. We can't forget that you know that that this 5G stigma in this paradigm was just a really big thing just a few years ago, and the fact that people are back in their comfort zones. And the thing is people are back in their comfort zones, and this 5G is playing a major role. It has many factors and variables that play a critical role to your psyche and to your mental. And um, realizing that you are a living manifestation of God, or you are a living expression of God. You are literally, um, you know, you a living manifestation of God, right? You are part of God. Like you are literally breathing in the essence of God. You feel me? And it's like the mind of God is the mind of God is expressing itself through all living forms. So so when I say that, it goes to say that, each one of us has a part of God's mind. You see what I'm saying? And you know, uh because the body is the most advanced. It has it's more advanced than technology. We don't even want to say that it is technology. We want to say that the body is more advanced than any technology that that ever existed. You see what I'm saying? The body is again a manifestation of God's mind. So literally the body has all of these elements. It has copper, it has zinc, it has gold, it has crystals. You feel me? The whole body is like a crystalline, um, magnetite coil of just energy, and it's constantly in communication. It's constantly in passage. You know, actively collecting data. Uh, actively collecting signals, or collecting data. Is actively always constantly um you know sending and receiving energy, sending and receiving signals, sending and receiving um sending and receiving you know energy. It's constantly, input, output, audio, inputting and outputting audio. You see what I'm saying? This is how great God's manifestation is, and you are the living epitome of God. So, you know what I'm saying? The body is like you got melanin. You know what I'm saying? So it's like melanin is super conductive of electricity. So so um, the body, or the temple of God, is constantly uh inputting and outputting, or receiving and sending. It's constantly absorbing solar energy. You feel me? Or you are the solar energy. You feel me? Your body is the solar energy. Your soul is the light. Is the solar soul is the soul is symbolic to light, to fire. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, where I'm going with this information is because once you really comprehend the anatomy of your body, and it's beyond just flesh, bro. Like, and this is why they say walk in the spirit and not the flesh. Don't forget, you are not your body, but you are the spirit of God. You feel me? So therefore, If it's you are a spirit of God, right? And we know that breath is spirit, and we know that breath means spirit, and spirit means breath. So literally, you are the breath. You feel me? That's from one perspective, and then to if you go to if you go in the Bible, right? I'm gonna pull the verse up, but if you go in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I do like the reference to scriptures in the Bible because a lot of people, a lot of people read the Bible. You feel me? A lot of people uh, are Christ like, but are they Christ though? You feel me? It's a difference between being Christ like and being Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because to be Christ like means that you falling short of what that is, but to be Christ means that you are. You feel me? And Christ is the light. Christ is Christ consciousness, crystalline consciousness. You feel me? The living epitome of God. You feel me? So you gotta choose on which one you wanna be. You know what I'm saying? Um and pretty much to be Christ is to be sinless. To be Christ is to be pure because God is pure. You feel me? Like I tell you all the time, God don't need for nothing, don't want for nothing. That's why I tell you all the time, need for nothing, want for nothing. Allow it, allow for life to unfold. You know what I'm saying? Allow for the love of God to just unfold through your journey. You don't gotta chase anything out here. All you gotta do is give your greatest efforts. You feel me? All you gotta do is apply your greatest efforts to the application, and results will come. You don't when you want something, and when you want you desire, the more you desire, you feel me, you gotta you kind of stepping at your balance to desire. I mean, it's cool to want something. No, don't get me wrong, but what's for you is gonna be for you. And that's the part of being sovereign and standing in your sovereignty. Because because a true God can literally manifest his life at will. So if you are the living epitome of God, then it means that you can literally manifest your life at will. But the reasons why you may not be manifesting your life at will is due to certain particular reasons. And we're gonna go into that. But right now, um, we just focusing on we focusing on um, making it known and relevant of the temple, and how you are the living manifestation of God, and why that's so important, and why that's so important and so vital to know, because once you really comprehend your temple, then you will comprehend everything else that may be either beneficial or infringing. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's about the working of the mind. So it's about what you believe, because the thoughts what you believe influences the 76 trillion cells or more that you have within your anatomy, that makes up for your anatomy. You feel me? See, the spirit holds the body together. So you feel me? Your being, your cells is constantly vibrating. You know what I'm saying? What's vibrating? Water. Your body is 70% water, so your being is made up of water. So that water is vibrating. You feel me? That water is vibrating, creating cymatic frequencies and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So this is why being pure is very important, and it's very vital for you to live a healthy, beautiful, abundant life, because the Most High don't want nothing but the best for you. This is not about this life is not about going through hell to 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 get to heaven. That's just from one perspective, but then but then there's another perspective where you do got that other part of the mind where it says you got to go through hell to get there, or you gotta die before what I'm saying, life after death and shit like that. All of these different meanings. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got to walk through that fire to to know the abundance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What's the opposite of abundance? It's obviously hell. You feel me? The opposite of hell is gonna be the heaven. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we aiming for. But the thing is you a seed of God. So we like to you a seed of God, right? So this is where you standing in your sovereignty, because if you a seed of God, and I was just talking about this the other day. See, we playing, what I'm saying, as a union, as a collective, we playing this role um with this heaven and this hell, this Christ and this devil. They both are you. You know what I'm saying? They both are you. You know what I'm saying? They both are within your being. You are the Christ and you are the devil. The devil and the Christ is not outside of you. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing more than a state of mind. That heaven and hell is nothing more than a state of mind. You know what I'm saying? So which one do you choose to follow? Which one do you listen to more? Which one are you attracted to more? Are you attracted more to the dark side of yourself, or are you attracted to the light side of yourself? You see what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? It's up to you, but because we can't be sit here and say that a devil exists, and then say, oh, that God created, that God seated the angel, right? And that angel, first of all, you can't just appear in a life where sin is already a thing, and then you are basically being blasphemy to be put on a pedestal to say, oh, you was born a sinner. You a child. You don't know nothing about sinning until you taught it. You see what I'm saying? So sin existed before you even became conscious of yourself. So it's just like, okay, you appeared in the world where it was already sin. So then you got to ask yourself, how you get here? If you come from a seed of God, because if God is a seed of purity, right? Then we talking already heaven. We talking about a God of heaven, and that's pure, that's loving, that's joyous, that's just beautiful and abundant. That's the light. So therefore, that seed, that seed must be the seed that's thrown forth from that most high source is literally every attribute of what it come from. So so that God being all knowing, all hearing, all seeing, all wise, therefore you being the seed, that means once you become therefore that means that the moment that seed is planted in that soil, and when it's unfolding, it's every attribute of God. It means that you are already all knowing, you are already all hearing, you are already all seeing, you are already all wise. You are every attribute of God. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm real big on Allah, you know what I'm saying? So you can go look up the 99 attributes of Allah, and you tell me what type of what type of then you tell me who you are, you feel me? And we're gonna and before this live stream ends, we're gonna go over those 99 attributes so you can comprehend who you are. You see what I'm saying? So so you know what I'm saying, the fact where I'm getting at is that you a pure seed. You a pure seed, so you never lost your way until somebody told you that you lost your way. So whoever that is that told you that you lost your way and that you was a sinner, you know what I'm saying, then you got to question that itself. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't have a we can't put God at this highest level and then talking about a devil in the same sense, as if God seated that devil as well. Because if you say, because the thing is if we even we acknowledging the devil, so then it in turns, if you a born sinner, then you must be that devil. You feel me? If you a born sinner, if you corrupted, then you not of God when you first born. You know what I'm saying? If we going if we giving pro to both of Christ and the devil, you gotta give either pro to both, or you gotta give pro to one. You see what I'm saying? You can't give pro to both of them. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be one or the other, or or both of them. But okay, I said you can't give it to both of them. But if you do give it to both of them, then this devil that is being talked about is you on many levels. You know what I'm saying? So that's just from one perspective. But you know, uh, uh, but that's where it gets deep, because it's like, okay, but before I get off track, so this is where I like to say you're being raised. You know what I'm saying? What you come from obviously is something real. You know what I'm saying? What you come from is something really real. When I say really real, I mean really real. You got to think of like, this is where you stand in your sovereignty. What you come from or who you are is real. You got to think of like a shark bite, the pressure and the intensity when a shark bites down, when an alligator clamps down on its prey. You think of all of these animals, and you think of all of these water beings, these whales, these sharks, things in the ocean you ain't even never heard of or seen, and that ain't nobody ever heard of and seen until the mind of God tell you, until God's mind communicate that to the temple, and it becomes acknowledged of a knowing that, hey, that it exists. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, all these massive trees, you feel me? Uh when Earth expresses itself, because we got to remember that Earth is a living being, as they say, like tornadoes, volcanoes, hurricanes, all of these natural disasters that seems to happen is nothing more than the universe, or Earth expressing itself in such a way that is so intense, it causes destruction, or it causes for things to be destroyed, or for for that destroying energy to just take way. You feel me? We talking about a force of nature. You feel me? So we're talking about a force of nature that just rips through everything, or everything that is. You know what I'm saying? Everything that seems to be, it just rips through it. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the sunlight. We're talking about stars, and we talking just about a lot of attributes that you really got to heed to. So we just really just went over the different type of animals that 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 can run fast, 70 miles per hour, and you know all of these great attributes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't say it's the devil's playground and then say that, oh, that it's the devil, then this guy. You feel me? Because if it's the devil, then this guy, who are you under? Or who are you becoming one with? Because if you putting the devil here, and you saying that if you saying that, hey, oh, this is the devil's playground, then that means that you are under that devil. It means you have no authority. It means you are not sovereign. You know what I'm saying? You're not sovereign if you saying this is the devil's playground, and not reconciling that that must be you. You feel me? Because this is really about knowing yourself. I mean, you remember you are being raised, and you're more than just uh You're more than the body. You're not just the body. You're more than that. And then you got God. You know what I'm saying? The Almighty, the all encompassing that encompasses that. You feel me? So it knocks us out. You feel me? It knocks us out, meaning that then we just got God, and you one with that. So you are literally that saying, "I am everything, and everything is me." That's a true saying. It all depends on what perspective and level you want to see it from. You can see it from a divine oneness perspective, or you can see it from a in within that divine oneness. Is it are you an individual, or are you connecting yourself with literally everything? Again, it's all perspective. So, but anyhow, so you got all of these different factors and variables of how God expresses itself, or how the mind of God expresses itself, the consciousness of God expresses itself. It expresses itself through human form, through planetary forms, through unseen beings that you can't even see, or that you may can see. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Only you know. uh it expresses itself through animals, you know what I'm saying, if we want to call them animals, but they're also living forms as well. Any living form you can think of, God is expressing itself through. You feel me? But there is information to say that, oh, God separated itself from creation or what have you, but um that's another topic, that God separated itself from its own creation, you know what I'm saying? But then where does that put you at? You know what I'm saying? Eh, where does that put you at in a world where they're suffering? That's not a loving God, to separate itself and then just leave you in a world that's suffering. So you have to bring yourself into divine oneness. You have to bring yourself into sovereignty, because you can't put a God. You can't. I ain't gonna say what you can and what you can't do, but it's challenging to think like, damn, this all loving God just separated itself from creation, but that part of creation is just suffering, is falling, it's kids being raped, is people murdering each other, hurting each other, and all that. We know that's not God. So we gotta question, then we gotta question ourselves, what is really going on? Because we know we holding God up here as like pure love, because we know what love is, because we feel it. We know what I'm saying, like we love our people. It's like, man, I love you, bro. I love you, girl. You know what I'm saying? I love you. So we know what that love feels like. We know what the love of God feel like. So it's like, okay, what is going on? Because what's drawing people to want to murder their brothers and murder their mothers and murder their sisters and their daddies and their cousins and do all of this wicked shit? Where is this wickedness being drawn from? Because we can't say that that's God, or is that the unknown parts of God that we not acknowledging? But then that takes away from the light. Then that takes away from the purity of it. Don't take away from anything, but then you can't really, if you saying that wickedness and darkness, and it's like, okay, God is all pure. You feel me? Then where's the purity of the Almighty go at this point? Because in these Bibles, these Quran, it's talking about being pure and holy, and that's God, is wholesomeness and pure and love and joy and just all of that. But back to you being raised, you know what I'm saying? So again, you got the mind of God expressing itself through all of these living forms. So when you acknowledge that God, that the most that the energy that can just send winds that's million miles per hour. Imagine what you are, who you are, and what you can truly do with your mind, with your mental, because this is the mental now. You feel me? You don't get upset when you got mental clarity. You are happy. You feel me? When you feel good, you happy because there's something in your mental that's making you happy. When you upset and when you mad, it's something in your mental that's making you upset and mad. It's not your body, it's your mental, or it's the the energy inside your body that may be predicating upon your mental. You know what I'm saying? If your stomach is hurting or if your arm is hurting, it's gonna make you feel like damn, it's gonna have an effect on your mental. You feel what I'm saying? So um, you know, you being raised because I like how I like to say that God is all knowing. So therefore, for God to be all knowing, that means that this experience within itself, either God is all knowing or God is evolving. You feel me? But we know that God is all knowing. You know what I'm saying? According to different type of depending upon what tradition or what information you want to follow. You know, uh, I'm sovereign, so I'm going with the all knowing God. And if there's an all knowing God, then it means that all of creation is known. You feel me? It means that every experience, every frequency is known. You see what I'm saying? Uh, it's nothing that God don't know. You feel me? There's not a frequency that you are vibrating on in comparison to another frequency that may be lower or higher. You feel me? Like God is knowing of all energies, all sounds, all frequencies, all knowing. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, your experience, the experience that you are having, has to be predated. Has had to already happen. You know what I'm saying? In order for there to be an all-knowing God, your experience have for you have had either you already experienced it or another part of the consciousness already experienced your experience or your experience and experience and you keep repeating it or repeating it. It's so many perspectives because we know that God is infinite, right? We know that the most high God is infinite. So where you think it stops, where you think it ends, it keeps going. You see what I'm saying? So I can just hit y'all with plenty of it. You know what I'm saying? I can not hit y'all, but I can go on and go with it. But, you know, we're gonna go back, not go back, but we're gonna talk about words, right? And we're gonna talk about words, we're gonna talk about bills. And then um I'm probably gonna wrap it up right there. So let me make sure I take note right quick. So so let's rotate around and hit where we was talking about the purity and the reason why that's important. Because again, um, like hair, you got hair, right? Your hair act as antennas, right? You got that nine ether hair, it coils up real them coils is real tight. You feel me? Like a coil. You feel me? Certain like the jet pillar, like certain electricity, certain forms of electricity or different like certain the name for it, it's on the tip of my tongue, it'll come to me. But like there's stuff out there where it coils and it generates electricity and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? But like your hair, your non-ether hair or whatever, it coils, okay? It coils. And it's just from the temple, right? We talking about the temple because we know the temple is the a living manifestation of God, right? So it's like your hairs, the hairs on your face, the hairs on your head, or the hairs that you have on your temple, they're acting as antennas, constantly in passage, um, collecting data, collecting information, um, you know, receiving and sending sound signals, uh, you know, um, playing music pretty much like a radio. It's like a radio station playing music. You playing your music. Your tempo is playing its own rhythm at its own at its own at its own rhythm at its own pace. Well, I like to say rhythm at its own tempo. That's what I mean. Um, it's got its own music playing. So, the more pure the temple is, then that goes into like the more pure, the more clear, the more clarity that the sound to be, because it's a frequency thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a frequency thing. It's a frequency modality. It's a frequency paradigm. It's a energy. It's an energy. You know what I'm saying? So the more pure your body is, the more pure your temple is, you can then begin to receive the higher aspects of God, that higher mind. You see what I'm saying? Because now, you know, you picking up higher frequencies. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to God though, when it comes to the most high, the Almighty, I don't even like to go in passage between low and high, like, oh, this is the low part of God or this is the high part of God. That shit really just goes out the window. That low and high shit really goes out the window. But I get the concept of the low and high, because it's basically saying, hey, the lower mind kills and destroys, and not destroy, but it kills, it harms, it murders, it's wicked. And then the higher mind is like, oh, the heaven, the abundance, the love, the peace, the freedom, the truth, and the justice. So there is a perspective to that, because it's just like, again, we holding God at the highest light. Therefore, meaning that, hey, God ain't. This is where the lower self is being canceled out. Like, it's like saying, like, kill that lower self or destroy that lower self. You know what I'm saying? Destroy your lower self, because God is up here at the purest of state. You feel me? The head, your head is connected to the cosmos. You feel me? Anything above your head or around the space, this is space. See, see, the thing is like, we like to think like, oh, you gotta leave Earth, and just to, bro, did y'all not realize that the from my take, we are on the surface of Earth, or we. That's just from one perspective. The bodies, the manifestations of God is on the surface of earth. Like, you feel me? So anything above the water or above the ground is space. You see what I'm saying? It is space within itself. So you are already connected to the cosmos. You are literally living inside the cosmos, or you are the cosmos, like literally. Like, what's above the water, what's above the ground, what's above your head. If the feet's touching the ground, right, and your head is at a higher point than your feet, than the feet, then again, it means that you are already in the cosmos. You are already there. You feel me? But I get the whole the firmament and the separation for the protection and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And all of that good stuff. But uh I was about to go into something else about the firmament. Uh Words, bills. One second, y'all. Words, bills. Um. So yeah. Anyhow, I ain't gonna lose I ain't gonna lose my train of thought. So just back to the manifestation of the body, or the temple of God. As we are living manifestations of God. What I'm saying, experience. Spiritual beings having a human experience, and the low and the high, whatever. Basically, they're trying to say the low, the low is the human body or whatever. Um, and then the high is as a soul, as a spirit or whatever. What I'm saying? So they, there's the information is trying to distinguish between those two. What I'm saying? Basically saying that the higher self is human spirit, cloth with soul, and then the lower self is the body of desires. Which, if you got a body that's desiring, than obviously, seeing the flesh, you feel me, or whatever. So, there's the distinguishment between the two or whatever. Basically saying the higher self is a living spirit or a living soul, uh, in basically the mind of God that dwells within that living soul, that living spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, um, essentially, what I'm saying, like this is it. Like you alive, you don't die. You know what I'm saying? You don't die. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, so I'll probably do a part two to this because I just had a thought and I did not catch it fast enough to even write it to do what I need to do to make it make sense. But it'll come to me when I watch this when I watch this. But yeah, that level of purity, you know what I'm saying? That level of purity and you being raised is vital right now. So that level of purity again for you to, because again it's like a radio, the body's like a radio station, constantly in passage, constantly again inputting and outputting it. In radio station is just that's just a term I'm only using so you can kind of really comprehend the 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 context of where I'm going as far as this whole energy thing, you know what I'm saying? Uh and how your radio station is supposed to be actively playing good music. You feel me? It's supposed to be playing good music, and you're supposed to be receiving input from the crowd that say, "Man, that's some good music, bro." You know what I'm saying? So that input that you're receiving is nothing more than again the higher parts of yourself to give you the thoughts to manifest in an abundant life, not necessarily receiving inputs of thought of like you know I mean, you can it can be any type of way. It's no limitation to this shit, but it could be, just receiving the love, the love of God, which is the sound of God's mind, the true sound of God's mind, and that's love. You know what I'm saying? To spread love amongst your people. You know what I'm saying? Not distorted, not murky. You know what I'm saying? No type of murkiness or nothing. The sound is not distorted, causing corruption, and that's what I wanted to go into as far as like uh you know what's going on in the world, what I'm saying, like really living in truth and this whole 5G movement and you know the food war, the psychology war, the chemical warfare, all of these things that's playing a role on whether or not if you are clear-headed, clear-minded, like you got clarity, or if you're distorted. You see what I'm saying? If your mind is distorted, um, you know what I'm saying? Because you got phones in your house, you got 3 or 4 TVs in your house, you got 3 or 4 laptops in your house, you got microwaves in your house, you got uh internet boxes in your house. You feel me? You got all of these different you got all of these different forms of technology in your home that is either you gonna vibrate high because God is still going with all of these things. You know what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? So this is why I'm real big on the working of the mind, because you got certain groups of people that's saying, hey, that these things are distorting you, which it could possibly be on the level, but it comes to a point where you gotta level up. You gotta say, fuck it. If all this is in the crib, then I mean, we're gonna have to start fasting a little more to because your body's made of water. We're gonna have to start fasting a little more, and we're gonna just start, you know, fasting more, meditate more, stretch, exercise, what have you, to the point where you can handle these frequencies in your vicinity, in your arena, in your space. You feel me? Because you got all of this technology playing a role in your space, let alone the body is greater than technology. Some say that it is a form of technology or whatever, but either way it go, You are the living epitome of God, so you should be able to handle anything that come your way. It shit is nothing that your body cannot do. It's nothing that your mind can't do or can't handle. You see what I'm saying? Because you have the mind of God. Again, we taking the devil out of the, you feel me? God is like, fuck it. You know, at this point, the mind of God, according to the information, you feel me? Again, take the devil out. You know what I'm saying? Because look, there's information out there that say if you're looking for a devil, you must go within. If you're looking for a savior, you must go within. So that devil is gonna be the lower parts of, again, that low aspect of you doing dumb shit. That's ignorance. That's what we're gonna say. The devil is ignorance. And then if you're looking for a savior, everybody's looking for, if you're looking for a savior, who you running to save you? God. And if you gotta go within to if you gotta go within, if you have to go within to find this savior, then you gotta go within to find God, bro. You gotta go within to find God. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go within to find God. And if y'all want me to, I can back the information up. That's what we're gonna do. When I told y'all the 99 attributes, we're gonna get them 99 attributes. I'm gonna pull that up too. About the savior part and the devil part, so y'all can get a good clue of what I'm saying. So um yup, so um again, that purity, you know what I'm saying? Because again, it's sound waves everywhere. It's sound waves everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's infinite. You know what I'm saying? So you constantly picking up people, you constantly picking up thoughts. You thought they was your thoughts. They're not even your thoughts. They thoughts coming from elsewhere. You feel me? You are literally a thought of God yourself. Remember, you just a part. We don't wanna it ain't that we don't wanna be the totality, but we don't wanna it's not that we don't wanna be the totality of the Most High, but when you really think about who the Most High is, and when you bringing yourself into that divine oneness, it's safe to you know, um, be vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Be sober and be vigilant because you can tap into it ain't necessarily what you can tap into the wrong, but when that's that saying, be humble. That's a real thing because when you not humble, man, imagine not having a peace of mind where you constantly receiving thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts because you were so macho and you wasn't humble in your journey. And now the universe is responding like, okay, you think you this big dog motherfucker? I'm about to show you something then. I can literally tear your head off with just sound itself, make your ears ring nonstop all day long. You feel me? It could just be anything. I mean, loud rings, not no little beep. I'm talking loud ass rings where because your mind, your because is trying to your temple either is gonna be ready to try to pick up sounds that's louder than what you can hear now, or it ain't gonna be ready. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? Like it's real out here. You talking about think about how loud the sun is. You feel me? But you can hear it though. You feel me? I'm telling you, the most high is all hearing. Like that's why they say fear Father. You feel me? Fear Father because this is the reasons why. Because you dealing with pure energy. Literally, God is pure energy. Like not distorted at all. Don't need to smoke no weed. Don't need to drink. Don't need to do nothing. Don't need food. Don't need clothes. Don't need water. Don't need none of that. But again, we like it goes back to when I was having this. It goes back to when I was having this. Not necessarily debate, but this conversation with my brother, and he was just basically saying like he was like, bro, we're demigods, basically saying like we many gods. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot what I was saying, but basically, I was like, I don't think I was. I think I was just saying the opposite of what he was saying. Like, 'cause I guess how I was perceiving the demigod part, I was perceiving it in a different way, in a different context. That you know what I'm saying for some reason, uh, you know. But you know, again, it's all perspective. You know, you can see yourself as a mini god, a demigod, or whatever, or you can use it, or again, you can just see yourself as a part or a child of God. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people like to say they're a child of God, and that's cool. But you know, another thing too is if we already one with this Most High God, so therefore everything you need and everything you want is already accounted for, or don't even need or want for nothing. You know, we constantly praying and praying and praying for this and praying for that and praying for that. It's kind of almost like undermining God to say that you don't got it or that you lacking that. Like when you pray for protection, why are you praying for protection? You are already protected. You feel me? Why are you praying for this? And this is part of being sovereign. Why are you praying to be healed? You are already healed. You just got to change the way you think. You feel me? And if you don't feel healed, you got to change the way you think. It's up to it's your responsibility to uplift your mood. You know what I'm saying? And in certain ways, yeah, like some people just really just go through something where it's just like, damn, this is hurtful. So, you know, you can pray for it. Prayer is good though. I ain't gonna hold you. Prayer gets people through these things. And that's cool. That's good because you got prayer warriors out there. You really got prayer warriors out there that really pray. They really put that work in, praying and shifting the reality for the collective. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking from different perspectives. I'm speaking from a perspective of sovereignty, of already having it, not lacking it. That's the perspective I'm speaking of when it comes to prayer. Is I got it. You know what I'm saying? At this point, the fact that I know I got it, I'm giving thanks. And this is what shifts that's how you shift reality. I get up, I give thanks. I'm not praying for anything. I'm giving thanks for what already is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not praying for nothing. I'm giving thanks for a great day. I'm giving thanks for the spirit of love. I'm giving thanks for the spirit of wisdom. I'm giving thanks for everything that I feel is accounted for in life to the point where I don't got to pray for it. I'm just giving thanks for it. I'm being grateful for what that is instead of praying for, you know, because once you praying for something, either if you're gonna pray, then you're gonna pray in a way where it's like a continuation, like continuous to pray because this is mental, y'all. This is really mental. So you know what I'm saying, and the universe is responding, the creator is responding to this mental. But like I said, we talking about an all-knowing God, so we either gonna say an all-knowing God or evolving God. You know what I'm saying? Because the all-knowing God already knows. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like it's deep, you know what I'm saying? And I really want y'all to think about that with me on that note, like, cause it's just like if I'm giving thanks or if I'm praying, it's like again, it's all knowing God already knows what's in your heart before you can even knows what's in your being before you can even say it. You know what I'm saying? So it's real. You feel me? It's really real, and this is the it's just it's love. You feel me? So, um, you know, uh, like I said, I give thanks. I'm giving thanks for again what I feel is accounted for, known and unknown. You know what I'm saying? And it's beneficial, and it creates a sense of heaven for me and for us. You feel me? It creates a sense of heaven for us as a collective. You know what I'm saying? As for us, not just me, but for us, because we are we, as we, you know what I'm saying, the collective, you know what I'm saying? So, um, the me and the we part is solely up to each one, how they want to maneuver and how they want to rock out with that. But, today I'm thankful for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for the we. You feel me? As a collective unit. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, you know, again, you got all of these. And again, back to that pure, the pure temple, and why it's important because spirit don't get sick. You feel me? Spirit does not get sick. So if you feeling any type of disease of any kind, it's because there's distortion in the body somewhere. There's a stagnated energy in the body somewhere. Because spirit, if you a spirit of God or you a part, God don't get sick, and you a part of God. You a part of God. God is perfect. God don't get sick, baby. God does not get sick. God don't get sick. God don't grieve. God don't hurt. God don't fold. God ain't under no pressure. God ain't stressing about no bills. God ain't going through none of that shit. God is perfect. You hear me? Stand in your sovereignty. Need for nothing, want for nothing. Just know that it's already accounted for and take care and be sober and be vigilant. And then you in your sovereignty. You feel me? Then you in your sovereignty. You know what I'm saying? Be sober and be vigilant. Real talk. Be sober and be vigilant. As long as you do that, you're gonna be sovereign. And this new movement, because it's a 11/11. It's a new movement coming. You know what I'm saying? The great awakening. The awakenings. Now that you awoke, now what's next? You awoke. Now it's time to get up. And now it's time to get up and get your day started. You feel me? Now it's time to get the day started. And we getting the day started. This is it right here. We getting the day started. I'm bringing it to y'all raw. You feel me? So we up now. Let's get to it. It's greatness is here. Greatness is here, and we finna turn this month. It's about to be lit. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be. It will be. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the mental, it's mental. It's a mental. If there's any group of beings out there, I don't like to give credit to these motherfuckers by no means, but if there's any group of beings out there that's trying to play a role on causing harm and damage to your mind, then it lets you know that the attack is on your mind. I don't even want to say yet because again, it's all about the working of the mind. To believe that there's an attack, then those type of thoughts, then to begin to surface, and then your being works through that to say, oh, if there's an attack, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta overpower. You just gotta think positive, think from a place of love. We don't want to keep thinking about healing. We don't want to keep thinking about, oh, somebody's doing this to us and doing. No, you're doing it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. You allowing for your mind. You got to control your mind. You cannot allow for. You can't keep giving power to outside energies to say that they're controlling your mind. Them days is over with. We're not giving power to any external forces to say that, oh, this external force is doing this and this external force is doing that and oh, this external force is doing this. Them days is over with. If you going through that, you fighting, it's because you are distorted by the murky ethers of the flesh. That's the only thing. Now, that's the only thing. Like I said, we don't care about n- nothing about no motherfucking radiation, no none of that shit. Because again, God is all knowing, all hearing, all seeing, all wise, and you are going to be supported through any of this information out here that's making it look like that you are less than God. The Most High is supporting you. Know that you are one with the Most High. Always know that, and when you know that you are one with the Most High, anything out there that's telling you that you are less than and that you need protection or you need to go do all of these extra, you got to take all of these extra steps to protect your flesh or to protect your body or to protect your temple. No, God is already protected, baby. God is already protected. God is the protector. You already protected. So the 5G shit, the 6G shit, the 8G shit, the 9G shit, all the technology that's going on around you, man, God is already encompassing on the Most High is already encompassing all of those different variables, those distinguishable variables, or we're just gonna say those different variables that's vibrating on its own frequency and vibration. You see what I'm saying? Because everything has its own, this phone has it, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to go into the physical or nothing like we can't even say it's physical because the spiritual is holding everything together. The spiritual is holding everything together. So anything that you can pretty much sense or even perceive is vibrating on a specific frequency or a specific level or Pacific, it's resonating on a certain frequency. So again, with the being that you are the living manifestation of God, you are the temple of God, then therefore that means that you are more advanced than any of the technology that exists. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to keep, you know what I'm saying? And the information, some of the information is gonna contradict itself. The information is gonna change because it goes back to what I was saying. It's either an all-knowing God or an evolving God. Either you evolving or you all-knowing. And if you all-knowing, there's no need to evolve because you all-knowing of what you all-knowing of every potential possibility. But I can't say that because you could be an all-knowing God and still evolve. You feel me? So it's both. You feel me? It's both. There's no limitation because God is infinite. So if God is infinite, then God is even all knowing of the infinite potential and probability and potentials and possibilities. You see what I'm saying? So it's what you choose. It's up to you to choose what you want to be right for you. So that part about evolving and all knowing, the question is does an all knowing God have to evolve? Or is that all-knowing God already conscious of the evolution of that of evolving? You feel me? It the answer for itself. It's not even a question. That's a knowing. It's already a knowing. So, um, so yeah, again, sovereignty, standing in your sovereignty, the working of the mind. Book is on. I'm in the process of. I'm in the process of getting some information to y'all. But we're gonna put it on there. We gonna give it to y'all how you feel me? We just gonna put the work in because it's infinite. It's infinite. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the best thing you can do is be one with nature, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all trying to that's another thing is like that's another thing is like y'all separating the spiritual and the physical and saying, oh, this physical realm, oh, the physical world. Bro, how are you claiming to be a spiritual being, but the world you living in is physical? No, it don't make sense. Everything, every Again, it goes back to what I just said. If you can perceive it, sense it, it's spiritual. The trees is spiritual. What you think you live on, if you think you living on a planet or earth or you live in it, own it, it's spiritual. If you receiving oxygen from trees, spiritual. If you can go get your food, fruit, vegetables from a ground, spiritual. It's all about perception. If you even eat, some people don't even, it's breatharians. People, energy don't even need to eat. If we want to take it to that level, if we want to talk about the physical and the spiritual, energy don't even need to eat. But if you are eating fruits and vegetables that's coming from the ground, essentially you eating the earth. You pretty much intaking God because it's coming because God created the earth and the heavens, right? God created the earth and the heavens, so anything that comes from the earth is God. So if you eating from the earth, you're eating God. You're consuming or intaking God. You're intaking a part of yourself. So that means that you are the fruits. Let thy food be medicine and medicine be thy food. Or you are what you eat. That's a true saying. The fact that we just gave that quotation, that analogy. You are what you eat. You feel me? So if you eating an apple and the apple grew from the ground, that means in whatever the earth is made of, obviously everything in creation, because the earth is obviously sitting in the middle. The earth is in space. You feel me? Made from the essence of God. You feel me? Stardust energy or what have you, beyond stardust energy and beyond. So that means when you eat an apple, you eat a cucumber, you eating stardust energy, you eating every element, you eating everything that's of the cosmos, every part of God, because God created the earth and the heavens. You feel me? It was from nothingness. So everything that was from nothingness to creation, the light. You eating light because everything with the earth is light. The earth, obviously, the earth and the sun come from the same attributes, come from the same, is manifested from the same consciousness. You feel me? The sun and the earth is from the same consciousness. Is manifested from God's mind, God's being, God's will, love, wisdom. So if the sun is the light, then the earth must be the light as well. They must hold the same type of, they got the same, it's the same. You feel me? Or it might be a distinguishment, whatever, what have you, but it's the same. They got the same, it's the same potential, it's the same probability. Everything is light because that's part of Allah. And we're gonna go into that. We about to go into that. Let me see. We about to go into this Allah. I'm about to show y'all something about this. What I'm just saying. So we'll go into that here in a minute. So here we are. We're finna go into it, right? So let me see. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen with y'all. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Man, how did I do it earlier? How I did it earlier was ignorant. Basically, I was able to still see the screen. Let's see. I might. Oh, uh, maybe I gotta switch a tab or something. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. So let me see. All right. Anyhow, we just probably just gonna go into it. We'll do it later. Yeah, we just do it like that. That was cold though. How I had it earlier. I ain't gonna lie. How I had it earlier, I was able to pretty much have the footage still showing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I said footage, but have the video is still showing, and was able to actually maneuver on the tabs without being without not seeing what's going on. But I guess it don't matter. So anyhow, let's just get on to it. So we're gonna go over here to the 99 attributes of Allah, right? So we know, in we know Allah is the all knowing, the all hearing, the all seeing, the all encompassing, the most beautiful, you feel me, the most merciful. So we're gonna go through these 99 attributes. Um, Ar Rahman, the most or entirely merciful, Ar Rahim, the especially merciful, Al Malik, the king and owner of dominion, Al Qudus, the absolutely pure and perfect, As Salam, the perfection and giver of peace, Al Mu'min, the grantor of security and faith, Al Muhaymin, the guardian, the witness, the overseer, Al Aziz, the Almighty, the all powerful, the invisible, the honorable, Al Jabbar, the compeller, the restorer, Al Mutakabir, the supreme, the majestic, Al Khalik, the creator, the maker, Al Bara, the originator, the inventor, Al Musawwar, the fashioner, the shaper, Al Ghaffar, the constant forgiver, the great forgiver, Al Qahar, the subduer, the ever dominating, Al Wahhab, the giver of gifts, the bestower, Ar Razak, the ever providing, the constant provider, Al Fatiha, Al Fatah, the opener, the judge, Al Alim, the all knowing, the omniscient, the omniscient, Al Qabid, the withholder, the restrainer, Al Basit, the extender, the expander, Al Kafid, the reducer, the abaser, Al Rafa, the exalter, the elevator, Al Muiz, the honorer, the bestower of honor, Al Mudhil, the dishonorer, the humiliator, Es Sama, the all hearing, Al Bashir, the all seeing, Al Hakam, the judge, the giver of justice, Al Adl, the utterly just, Al Latif, the most gentle, the subdable one, Al Kabar, the all aware, the all acquainted, Al Halim, the most forbearing, Al Azim, the magnificent, the supreme, Al Ghafur, the forgiven, the exceedingly forgiven, as Shakir, the most appreciative, Al Ali, the most high, the exalted, Al Kabar, the greatest, the most grand, Al Hafiz, the preserver, the all heedful and all protecting, Al Muqit, the sustainer, the maintainer, Al Hasab, the reckoner, Al Jalil, the majestic, Al Karim, the most generous, the most noble, Al Raqib, the watchful, the all watchful, Al Mujib, the responsive, the answerer, Al Wasa, the all encompassing, the boundless, Al Hakim, the all wise, Al Wadud, the most loving, Al Majid, the glorious, the most honorable, Al Ba'ith, the infuser of new life, the resurrector, Al Shahid, the all witnessing, Al Haqi, Al Haq, the absolute truth, Al Wakal, the trustee, the disposer of affairs, Al Qawa, the all strong, Al Mateen, the firm, the steadfast, Al Wali, the protector, the guardian, Al Hamid, the praiseworthy, the most praised, Al Musa, the all enumerating, the counter, Al Mubid, the originator, the initiator, Al Muad, the restorer, the reinstator, Al Muaya, Al Muah, the giver of life, Al Mu'et, the creator of death, Al Hay, the ever living, Al Qayyum, the sustainer, the self subsistent, Al Ajid, the finder, the perceiver, Al Majed, the illustrious, the magnificent, Al Wahid, the one, the invisible, Al Ahad, the unique, the only one, Es Samad, the eternal, the absolute, Al Qadar, the omnipotent, the all able, Al Muqtadar, the all powerful, the dominant, Al Muqaddim, the expediter, the promoter, Al Muakhar, the delayer, the postponer, Al Wawal, the first, the foremost, Al Akhar, the last, the utmost, as Zahar, the manifest, the all surpassing, Al Batin, the hidden one, knower of the hidden, Al Wala, the sole governor, Al Mutwala, the self exalted, Al Bah, the source of all goodness, Et Tawab, Et Tawab, the ever pardoning, Al Muntaquim, the avenger, Al Afwa, the partner, Al Ra'uf, the most kind, Malik al Mulk, the master of dominion, owner of the kingdom, Du al Jali wa la Akram, possessor of glory and honor, Al Muksi, the just one, Al Jamah, the gatherer, the uniter, Al Gwani, the self sufficient, the wealthy, Al Muhanna, the enricher, Al Mana, the withholder, Edah, the distresser, Enafa, the, prop- the propitious, the benefactor, and Noah, the light, Al Hada, the guide, Al Bada, the incomparable originator, Al Baqi, the everlasting, Al Ra'id, the inheritor, Al Rashid, the guide to the right path, Es Sarbar, the patient. So those are the 99 attributes of Allah, right? Okay. So if you go into if you go if you go read pretty much if you go read the Holy Quran, parts of that Quran is gonna say that I am Allah. That's one of the that's a that's an affirmation. I am Allah, right? Then you either bring yourself into divine oneness or you are of that divine oneness. So where I wanted to go at was, you know, pretty much, you know, um, I wanted to go into all encompassing. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go into the all encompassing and the balance and the all wise. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the sovereignty. Um, let's see, what part did I want to? Where do I want to start? So, so we can just go right here. We can start with and Noah. So basically, so basically, you know, this all encompassing God, right? This all encompassing God, because I'm kind of losing, not necessarily losing thought, but my mind is now, you know, is going in another direction. You know what I'm saying? It's going in another direction. So I'm trying to yeah, my mind is going in another direction. And that's cool. We'll just free flow it. So this all knowing God, this all hearing God, this all seeing God, this all loving God is self subsistent, right? The sustainer. Therefore, meaning that it sustains itself. It don't need food, clothes, water, and shelter, right? So what we deem it as food that come because the earth is a part of this. Yeah, that's what it was. It's basically saying that the sun, you feel me? The Father said, "Let there be light," and then there was light, and then the earth was before. Obviously, the information is saying that the earth was before the light, right? The earth was before the light because it was in darkness and it was void. So the same. So so the earth was before the light. That's powerful. That means that the earth was in darkness. If you take the sun away right now, it's gonna be the same thing. If the sun explodes right now, it's gonna be in darkness. You know what I'm saying? So either you was either either you was heard before that light, because if you ooh, that's powerful. Mm. Either you was heard before that light or you was heard after that light. That's for you to distinguish. You see what I'm saying? Because you got earthlings out here because remember you are Allah, right? You are one with Allah. So therefore that means it goes back to hold on now, don't go we ain't gonna go too fast. This is just part of the information that says that the information says let there be light. Because if again the earth in the sunlight, in the Bible it says the lesser light and the higher light, they both could those three together come from the same source, right? But though they come from the same source, so that same source being in Noah, right? One of the attributes of Allah, which is the light. So therefore, Mother Earth, the lesser light and the higher light must be the light. You know what I'm saying? Because they are manifested from the same consciousness, which is Allah. You feel me? So therefore, meaning that the shell is something it's something in the center. You gotta be in your center. But anyway, we're gonna keep going. The self-sufficient, the wealthy means the light, the earth, it means that all of creation is self-sufficient and is wealthy. So self-sufficient and wealthy, that's beautiful. This is who you are. It goes back to what I was saying about your higher self. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that you are your higher self. And your higher self has these 99 attributes that we just went over. So when you go to this list, this is letting you know who you are. He's just letting you know the attributes that you got with them. You know what I'm saying? And you think of Earth, it's a source of goodness. The light, it's a source of goodness. It provides heat, light, electromagnetic frequencies and gamma rays and what have you. And in the moon, same way, it keeps going, it keeps going. But I want to keep downplaying. You cannot keep downplaying creation. You cannot keep giving pro to the less than. You can't, what I'm saying? You must be what you know. So either you must be what you know and you keep giving pro to the less than, then you might have to go, because this is part of the rise. You feel me? Fuck a rise before the fall, because God don't fall. So once this is it. We already there. We never fail. We never fail, and there's no need to rise. You feel me? There was never a fall in there, and there's no need to rise. But look around. We got to ask ourselves, okay, what I'm saying match? Does what I'm saying match reality? You feel me? But they call it, but they claiming that they claiming a simulation though. They claiming about a simulation. There's some of the information out there is that, oh, what you living in is a matrix. You know what I'm saying? What you living in is a matrix. So you feel me? Um, by no means do I underestimate the mind of God. By no means. Um, I don't underestimate no part of the mind. You know what I'm saying? The all. Okay. So then we got to ask ourselves: does the world where there's murder, theft, that's the so-called an illusion, that's a simulation is in connection with computerized programming? You know what I'm saying? Computerized programming and um, you know basically on some lab rat shit, get some results. I don't even want to say that because again, we're thinking positive. So, um, but I'm just going off of some of the information out there that's been experienced. So, um, you know, uh, we don't want to say lab rat, but we want to say more like back to the computer part. So the simulation, this matrix that everyone's talking about, you know, either you a simulated being or you a true living part of God. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes a big difference. Because if you part of a simulation, then then they talking about get out of that simulation and go where. But when you come into when you come into this oneness with the Most High, when you come into this oneness with the Most High, you feel me? You feel me? It even tells you in the Bible that God is the true living God. It talks about the true living God. You feel me? The true living God. The Bible even talks about the true living God. Let me see if I can pull up let me see if I can pull up the verse about that, about the true living God. Google true living God, KGV. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 10 through 13. But the Lord, but the Lord is the true God. So that's just one. Let's see if we can get to the 21st century. It's the Bible's been translated 50 million times, so we wanna get the actual where I wanna get the words that just hit different. You feel me? That hits different. So right there, but the Lord is the true God. He is the living. God and an everlasting King. His wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nation shall not be able to abide his indignation. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens, which I just got done talking about. You know what I'm saying? All of this negativity shit, you know what I'm saying, with again giving pro to the lesser than, to the less than, to keep saying, oh, they doing this and they doing that, and keep talking about what a motherfucker is doing to you. You know what I'm saying? They gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's a light. You know what I'm saying? We already there. You just gotta know that you there. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he utterly his voice, there is a multi. But the thing, I'm gonna read it, but hold on before I go. So it's just like, and that's another thing too. Is just like me even saying, "Oh, you gotta go." Where is that? Where is that gonna go? It obviously it don't exist, because if God is all knowing, all hearing, all seeing, all wise, all encompassing, then where is that energy gonna go? That's supposedly doing this to you and doing that to you. Nobody's doing anything to you. Again, it's back to some type of distortion. There is no energies out there that's doing no. There's no external forces doing anything to you. You feel me? Because if we talking about Allah, we talking about all wise, and that means that all parts of the mind, all parts of energy, all parts of creation is the light. You see what I'm saying? Is the light. So we gotta move away from um we gotta move away from, oh, these dark energies is hurting and doing this wickedness. So we gotta move away from the wickedness. We gotta move away from um, so-called illusions or whatever you want to call them. I don't like to even call them illusions, but we gotta just move away from these thoughts. The thoughts that, where is these thoughts? You know what I'm saying? The thoughts. You gotta overpower any. You don't gotta do anything. You just gotta know. You just gotta know. And it gets really not necessarily tricky, but like y'all can kind of tell, like I'm trying to like I'm doing my best to just make it make sense, because the way you think as a man think of. If you think that something's there destroying you, harming you, fondling your mind, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? You keep giving power to that, then it's gonna have dominion over you. But when you give power to this almightiness, this greatness, this love, that part of you, that your higher self, pretty much, what I'm saying? This is what you get. You get the unique, you get the only one. We talk all ahad, the only one. That means that Allah is the only one. So if Allah is the only one, then that means that if Allah is the only one, we already talked about in Noah. That means that in Noah is the light. So that means that that only one is the light. You feel me? It means that that only one is all wise, most loving. You feel me? The absolute truth, all witnessing. You feel me? All encompassing. You feel me? The most generous, the most noble, the sustainer. You know what I'm saying? The greatest, the most grand. You feel me? We talking about the creator. So it's you. You feel me? Bring yourself into this divine oneness, man. We talking about the only one. You feel me? We talking about the only one, the creator, the maker, the supreme, the majestic, the absolute, pure and perfect. You feel me? That means that when you bring yourself into this oneness where you know that you won and you know who you are, it means that you are absolutely pure and you are perfect. The king, the owner of dominion. You feel me? Don't never, you feel me? Ain't no comparison to nothing. the guardian, the witness, the overseer. You feel me, nigga? The king of all kings ran this motherfucker. You feel me? I'm telling you, this is real life, y'all. All the world, all acquainted it. Nigga, ain't no death. Nigga, nigga, light don't die. It might just change forms, but it don't die. Consciousness don't die. It might change forms, but it don't die. You see what I'm saying? The truth is infinite. The truth don't die. You feel me? They're all strong, nigga. Know who you is, man. Know. It's about knowing. You know that you know who you are, you know. Know who you are. I am Allah. That's what it says. That's what the information says. I'll pull it. I'll pull it up for you just cause. You not no damn. Y'all not no fucking slaves, man. None of us is, man. Allah ain't no slave. Mm. It is truly I am Allah. There is no God worthy of worship except me. So worship me alone and establish prayer for my remembrance. Yes. Yeah. That ain't really what I want to show y'all, but that's an affirmation. You can say I am all these other things, but it says right here, I am Allah. You say I am loving, I am joyous, I am blissful. It's saying I am Allah. You feel me? You know, and another thing too is like back to the so-called negative thought forms to even be conscious of that. Like, how is there even a conscious of a negative thought form or whatever? You know what I'm saying? To be conscious of it, the question is either it's true, either it's false, or it's neither, or it has to be filtered. That thought has to be filtered in order to be correct, or that thought has to be corrected. You feel me? But does that thought manifest itself? I guess when you are Allah, it's a choice if you want it to manifest or not. But to have the thought, you know, it goes back to think it. Then it must have to be backed by an experience or something to know exactly to know what that thought is. It has to be backed by an experience. But this is the part where uplifting, following humanity. We gotta give it. We gotta give it. Uplifting, following humanity. Again, there's so many perspectives, y'all. There's so many perspectives. So it's about the perspective that you wanna come from, or that you wanna be a part of, or the perspective that you see, view, know, what have you. You know what I'm saying? This is about uplifting the mind. This is the working of the mind. Remember, exercise thought. Just because you can think it, thoughts are infinite. So it's a matter of what you want to choose and what you want to experience. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all. I think we really hit it, y'all. We really hit it. The only one is all seeing, all hearing, all knowing. It means, again, you're experiencing yourself on many levels. On many levels. Just live in truth. Don't be fearful. Uh, where was I remove? Yep, don't be fearful. Don't be fearful. But the Prophet Noble Drew Ali says, for Allah. But words play a major role in daily life. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to the word, God was the word and the word was made flesh. When we read in these um when just reading or like observing or experiencing words, however that is perceived, these words that you read have a major has a great effect on your psyche, or has a great benefactor, a beneficient on your psyche. You know what I'm saying? Um, so because it's just like the words, like, you sounding words, they say that the pen is mightier than the sword, which that pen is doing what? Um that pen can write words. It says that the tongue is no, it says the tongue, yeah, it says the tongue can speak life or death. And what is that tongue speaking? Obviously words. You know what I'm saying? So if the tongue can speak life or death, and we know that that tongue speaks words, and we know that pen is mightier than the sword, and we know that pen writes words, and that means that words play a major role in in your reality, you know what I'm saying, on a daily basis. And this is where we get into, and this is where I get into the morals, you know what I'm saying, realizing your tribe, El Bay Day All and Ali, realizing that, nigga, your ancestors is so massive and so great, Brody. Like, you gotta realize, like, you gotta know who you are, fam. You gotta know who you are. And when you realize them ancestors is literally, bro, you like, it's like you in school, cuz. And I don't even really like to say it. I don't, but this is a bad motherfucker, y'all. It's a bad motherfucker. I'm telling you. And it's like you gotta, it's like you shit. It's be like, you be like, damn, but it's like, shit, you gotta be raised. If there's already an all knowing God, baby, then you gotta be raised some type of way. It means you been here and you been doing some shit and you didn't even know you was doing. Depending on what perspective you want to see it from, it's just about perspective. It means you been doing shit and you didn't even know you was doing it, but you was doing it. You feel me? I mean, it's a bad motherfucker, and I ain't gonna go into detail. But if a motherfuckers catch that vibe, if a motherfucker catch that vibration, that's a bad motherfucker. You hear me? I'm talking about a bad motherfucker, boy. But uh, yeah, you know, Looney Tunes, loony. But yeah, man, the light is not the light, baby. The most loving, all that. You hear me? Most loving, baby. The most forgiving, all that. But we went over here, and the thing too, I think we hit it, y'all. One love to y'all. One love, one love, one love. Any questions, any concerns? Man, comment in the comment section, man. Drop your tags. Do your thing. Get this information. Share it. Screen record it. Make some viral videos. Make it go viral. Whatever it is, man. Do your thing with it. You feel me? Real talk, for real. But we here, and this is real information, y'all. One love. Remember, energy don't get sick. Energy don't get tired. You feel me? This is real life. Energy don't get tired. Energy don't get sick. You feel me? It's real. You gotta really realize, like, I'm gonna keep going. Like, you just gotta really realize, like, bro, you alive, nigga. You are alive. You conscious of being consciousness. And when you really comprehend that, you'll do everything in your power to strive for greatness. You're already great. You're gonna continue to strive for greatness with no effort. One love. Oh yeah, I do want to talk about one love.